All right. Hello, everybody. It's METT-TC. I am METT-TC dependent, who I am. Haha, very funny. Here we are back with Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm. This is the second mission in the American campaign, Big Red 1. The mission's title is Tall Order. We take basically a, you know, reinforced, task force, I want to call it. So it's going to be 416 Infantry, 4th Battalion, 16th Infantry. It's reinforced with Charlie Troop 334 Armor, or Charlie Company. I don't remember what tanks call themselves. But they traded their Charlie Company for that, which is fine by me. We also have Charlie Troop 14 Cav, fresh from stomping that motorized rifle battalion back in mission 1. So we're covering this whole area. I kind of, in the last video, went over setup and that first mission, kind of all the considerations that I had. So things like, enemy courses of action, where I'm going to deploy my forces, things like dropping in artillery scatterable minefields, dropping in some initial artillery barrages, spreading out my guys, having a mobile reserve, things like that. So I think I'm just going to get right into it and resume. The first 32 minutes of battles have happened. It's 4:32 in the morning. The sun's coming up pretty good, 85% illuminated, which I wish it was this bright at 4:30 in the morning near me. But nope. Let's get into it. I'm actually going to order my headquarters to bounce a little bit. I don't really trust just hanging out over here. So, all right. Just a quick recap. Alpha Battery 2-5 Field Artillery is going to do some counter battery work, drop some improved conventional munitions, which are like the airburst smart rounds with frag and everything. They fuck everything up. Drop it on suspected enemy artillery there, spotted by counter battery radars. Meanwhile, Charlie Company, Troop, whatever, my tanks are hanging out over here along this ridgeline. They're watching the B-297 or whatever it is, and the K-1450. The enemies tried to push some scouts up, and they both got stomped. The enemy also tried to put some scouts up the K-1408, where they got missiled by some ITO launchers, some M901s. I've got Alpha Company, which is taking up position in this town. Bravo Company is taking up position in this town of the 416 Cav, or 416 Infantry, pardon me. God, don't want to blaspheme my boys. And then I also have Charlie Troop over here watching my left flank. These long forest roads do make for a lot of delay time. Hopefully they can fight, if they need to, they can fight like a fighting withdrawal down them and slow them down. I can also drop like those scatterable artillery minefields along these roads and really slow them down while I wait for Delta Company to pull back in. Because ultimately our goal is to protect these river crossings, these bridges. And if they swing in and stop me on the left and capture this one, it's not a whole lot of good. I'd rather them only take one than take 5 bridges, but I'd rather them take none than any. So I think with that, we'll get rolling. In terms of reinforcements, we do have Alpha Company of 3rd of the 34th Armor coming in soon. Give me another company of tanks, or troop, or whatever the fuck they call themselves. But yeah, and then another battery, so Bravo battery of the field artillery and their fisters, which will be very useful. All right, let's roll. So 33 minutes of game resolution is about to commence. Enemy artillery is coming in on the Cav scouts in that village. We lost 2 Brads. More enemy scouts are coming down that road. And Bravo Company is moving into position. They're engaging enemy troops stuck in those minefields. My Abramses are making impossible long-range shots at 4 kilometers, whatever, I'll take it. I'm not going to tell them no. Apparently the devs have fixed the super long-range, crazy, stupid accurate tanks. Because like at 4 kilometers, it's a task to even spot an enemy vehicle. Good. God, BMP-1. Oh, fuck. Well, they fucked those guys up. There's a 3 Hinds right there. I don't think I got a kill in that first portion. But hopefully... Yeah, get out of there, guys. Alright. So the Cav Scouts are withdrawing. That remaining tank is going to withdraw. We do have counter battery artillery radar spotted enemy artillery in there. Hopefully pretty soon that fire mission I called in will go in. Should be any minute now. Yep, there we go. No hits. Fuck. Alright. So they'll drop in a couple more things. Those are unexploded minelets. Fuck, man. Thankfully that M1 probably wasn't a catastrophic kill. It'll be able to be recovered. Okay, my Stinger guys are shooting. Hey, we got a kill. Fuck that guy. They got one Mi-24V. And so what that symbol means in the ground... Well, they killed the Stinger team's Humvee. What that symbol means on the ground up there is there's unexploded minelets there. The ICMs, the ICM munitions drop these little bomblets, basically like cluster bombs. And they essentially have a dud rate, you know. Awesome. Is that one BRM-1K? We need to kill those things. Ah, damn it. I killed the M113. Anyways, so enemy units that drive into this area, now that it's kind of congested with minelets, there's a decent chance that they run over unexploded like bomblets and they take casualties from that. That's a realistic thing. I mean, it's one of the reasons why cluster munitions are not exactly, you know, beloved by... there we go. Counter battery putting in work. Enemies trying to bring the mortars in for close support. They also are supposed to be fixing that. The mortars really probably wouldn't be rolling in that close, but... Alright. The Abramses are gonna eat some of those guys. Ah, fuck. Well, hopefully the SAM guys will... The Stinger guys will get some work in. Fuck. Well, there goes that M901. It's going to take them a little bit to punch through that minefield, and they're going to be under the fire of all those tanks. I definitely want to get some high explosive on there, whether it's their organic mortars or whether it's the M109s. Alright, so... yeah. And the Cav Scouts are pulling back. Good. I don't know what that sound was. They're taking... those Cav Scouts are taking fire. Some enemy engineer units are pushing up. Oh, and... turns out corrected mortars are pretty deadly. And that Mark 19 is deadly too. There goes a Cav Scout. They're down. They're running. They got to hoof it, so they're probably not going to be effective in this fight. One of the things that people have complaints about regarding the Flashpoint campaign series is not being able to separate like vehicles from their occupants. But I think something to be remembered about this game is kind of the level of delegation that kind of happens behind the scenes, and the level of intricacy that they want you to have versus not have. Okay, well, those Cav Scouts are done. So, in another game, that Cav Scout would be blown to smithereens. They'd all be dead, right? In this game, that just might mean that they're combat ineffective because all of their radios are broken, and we can't get in touch with them. They can't get in touch with anybody, and they're no longer able to accomplish the mission. They might be dead. They might have all been blown up. They might. I don't like 4 Hinds rolling in or 5 Hinds rolling in. Yikes. Okay, stingers. Hey, got one. Fuck yeah. But anyways, so like, or for one of the Humvees, it might be a catastrophic kill. Like that Humvee, I knew they were gonna kill those fuckers. It might be a catastrophic kill, or it might be like the Humvee has a, a catastrophically flat tire, like or something like that, where they, you know, they're being shot at by a helicopter gunship. They can't exactly uh, fix that, so they got to abandon it, or you know, like on an M1 Abrams, the sight is no longer aligned with the gun. Like you cannot accurately shoot. That is a big deal. You are no longer combat effective, right? But it does not mean that the tank is, you know, out of commission. It just means that you can't accomplish the mission. So that would count as a fallout. Like in military terminology, for those of you fucking weirdos who love this shit, uh, but never actually were in, fucking weird. Um, when you fall out of a formation, it just means like you're done. You know, it might mean you're hurt. It might mean whatever. You fall out of a ruck march, say. I'm moving them over here because I'm nervous about enemy counter battery. When you fall out of a ruck march, say, you know, a long movement carrying heavy shit, uh, that you know, you falling out means you can no longer participate. You have to, you know, for whatever reason, you had to like withdraw from the ruck march or from the thing. It might be because you twist your ankle. It might just be because you're fat. Like, you know, anybody who's gone out here and done this, even as a part timer or a weirdo, you know, knows varying circumstances that can happen. I'm gonna move these tanks back here. Uh, yeah, I'm fine with them resting for 20 minutes, but I don't want them resting for too much longer than that. Um, you know, I don't want them just sitting in this like the lee of this hill because it's not really doing any good. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna move my headquarters again. So I'm very paranoid. Like every time I give like 2 orders, I'm like, how about you guys pick up? Yeah, the artillery's picking up as well. I'm gonna have their headquarters pick up as well. Um, and the mortars. But like, you know, that's something that I really don't see replicated in other games. Um, you know, for this armor unit that took 3 losses, right? So this is 1 fallen out M1 Abrams. That might be, it took a hit and the computer completely restarted, but it's able to drive away. This one, it knocked out. It took a hit, the engine's toast, but the guys inside are safe. Or some of the guys are wounded or whatever, but it's still, it's maybe repairable with time at a repair facility or with time with like experts. But it's no longer good, no longer any use to me. As the commander, my responsibility is not figuring out what the fuck to do with that tank. You know, that's the job of the guys who are there. That's the job of lower, you know, like senior NCOs. That's the job of, you know, executive officers, things like that, where, you know, operations staff, where it's like, okay, we're going to pull wounded guys off the line. We're going to get them to Casovac points and medevac points. We're going to, you know, ambulance exchange points. We're going to facilitate that. We're going to make sure that all of the armored recovery vehicles are there. Because one thing you won't see is like, okay, here's Charlie Company. This is the company headquarters. There'll be the company commander tank, the XO's tank, and then the first sergeant in an M113. but it's not actually that. It would also be fucking, I think it's an M88, like armored recovery vehicle. The first sergeant would actually have that, and he'd probably be rolling around in that. But you don't see that because that's not gonna be just at the headquarters. Like that's gonna be rolling around supporting all the guys, you know, and doing that. And that's gonna happen. Like a good commander shouldn't have to do that. A guy who has competent command staff, that all gets done without his interaction. And so going back to these Abramses, this one right here is destroyed. It's dead, fallen out. We might get it back next match. This one dead. We might get a replacement next match with a, you know, not a skilled crew or morale's really fucking low. You know, and then yeah, so this Brad fell out. I don't need to go through this with all of them, but you kind of get the point. You know, for these tanks, subunits, it's fallen out. With Western vehicles, it's much more likely, generally, and Brad's and M113s is a little bit different, but especially like Abrams's, where they're pretty damn well protected, it's much more likely that they fall out and you can get them back later. You know, things like the engine's dead, transmission's trash, it's detracked, you know, than it blows to smithereens. With a T-72 or a BMP, a lot of times it gets blown to smithereens. But if your goal's breakthrough, like if their goal is to come down here, smash through me, this whole motor rifle regiment, their goal is to come down here, smash through me, I assume, and capture these bridges, at least, and then probably exploit beyond it if possible. Like, if I can't defend these bridges, they don't care if the tank is detracked or if it's blown into 1,000 pieces. It's not doing the job right then. They can deal with all that later. Whereas, for me, you know, as a defender, I kind of don't want the enemy to be able to recover their shit. Nobody does, but it's of pretty paramount importance to me that they aren't able to recover their shit. Anyways, I've waxed on for long enough. I'm doing this during my lunch break again, so I'm going to, you know, try and keep this relatively short. I'll probably do the next turn unless my time doesn't allow me to. Anyways, yeah. Before I forget to say it, thank you for watching. All right, let's go. 34 minutes. Time's getting a little bit more spread out because shit's flying around. Guys are getting shot at. Dudes are spreading out. The headquarters is scuttling around. But yeah, let's go. So those BTRs are getting engaged and shooting back. All right. It's been an hour and 7 minutes. Day is well and truly started. When are my other... They're coming in 41 minutes, so a reinforcement. Taking some orders. But they're pretty dug in at this point. Enemy artillery fire detected from probably this position. We're dropping already on that minefield, getting some kills. Good. See, I mentioned it before, but there is no point to an obstacle that is not observed and is not contested. It's okay. Like, all you're doing if you're just throwing up a minefield or a barbed wire in the middle of nowhere is just giving them a practice run on your obstacles, and you're also wasting your shit because they can go around it. You don't know what your effectiveness is. You also, like, if you're not contesting it, if you're not shooting at them while they try to breach that minefield, you know, you're giving them experience, like I said. If it's, you know, for combat engineers, any combat engineers in the audience can pipe up, but like, or any infantrymen who've done like assault and mine wire objective, if you are just breaching an objective, cutting some sea wire, or like, you know, rolling a mine plow over, or mine roller or whatever, they're gonna, they might be sending guys down this road into the chemical nastiness, which is pretty interesting for me, but whatever. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord. Okay. Well, they rolled in there hot and firing, and they did some damage, but at the same time, they took some damage. A bunch of angry guys in those buildings with fucking AT-4s and shit. And they haven't even disembarked yet, and they're getting clobbered. Good, the arty's moving. But yeah, they're gonna roll down into that area, presumably VX. More power to them. I should shift some guys over to get some observation on that. But yeah, so just, it's one thing to snip some barbed wire. It's another thing entirely to have to actually try to breach an obstacle that is being contested by the enemy. That is hard. All right, got that guy. I think that was a company that we just wiped out right there, which I'm fine with. Oh, here comes what's left of a company through there. Okay, here's the first group of scouts that are joining us. Oh yeah, we also get the scout platoon, I believe. Yeah, the scout platoon of 334 armor. So 6 Brads and some Cav scouts, which will be put to good use. I personally would not drive through an area that is persistent, that has VX like contamination all through it. Hopefully they know about it. Well, hopefully for them, not hopefully for me. I don't know if the game simulates the ability to get your guys like pre-set up with their mop gear, but let me tell you, it is not fun to put on and wear, and you are much less combat effective. Oh, yep, they're already taking losses. And I know that from previous experience, it can delay them by as much as a half hour. Yikes. So they're rolling tanks down there. They're going to try and bust through with tanks, which, good luck, guys. I mean, the briefing did say they might try to push through. Hey, good shit. Those Itos are getting a nose worth. Although they're really persistent with that. Yeah, they said they might try to push their way through, which would be dumb. What was that noise? So, this, hey, good, tanks are getting some kills. This game comes out in a couple days on Steam. Be the 20th, I believe. You know, it is pricey, but I recommend it. I'm not too worried about them pushing through there. Second platoon is likely to experience some real bad times up here, but hopefully they're able to pull back to fall down and resupply. But third and first, being in that reverse slope down here can get, fuck. Well, there go my 901s. Hopefully, these fucking hinds get fucked up. They should be walking right into the fucking... Yeah, Vulcan's fucking got a hind. They're walking right into the fucking hornet's nest of any aircraft. Fuck. Alright, well, they killed a Vulcan. Damn it. Good. Dragons getting their fucking dragon teams finally doing something for me. 7 tanks right there, though. And infantry supporting them. Well, okay, and here they come down this way. That's not good. They're gonna roll up here. Okay. This isn't good. Oh. I mean, I still don't think all of this is enough to punch through these 2 platoons right here. Although they are going to savage them. 2nd platoon. They're already pretty savaged. But I am very worried about these guys rolling down here over the hill. Because my defenses are pretty degraded over here on the right-hand side. Okay, well. Gentlemen. Alright. I really need the tanks to fucking pick up. And maybe scoot down here. Where they will hold. But I need them to fucking move now. Soonest. I'm gonna pull these scouts back and have them try to watch there. And I'm going to pull these tanks back and try to have them watch as well. We will see how that goes. Because what I would like, what I'd love, because I think they're gonna roll down here. I don't think they're gonna really split themselves. I think they're gonna try and go for the shortest possible route. Although, who knows? So I'm gonna keep those tanks over. It still has the situation's not out of control yet. Although I'll pull back their headquarters. The situation's not out of control. So like, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with enemies who are going to push through here. So far, I only see 1 company, right? Whereas over here, we got at least a company. Over here, we got probably closer to a battalion, if you include all the guys that I've fucked up. And over here, at least a battalion. So a motor rifle regiment has 3 motor rifle battalions and 1 tank battalion. And each motor rifle battalion has some tanks assigned to it, generally. Although I could be incorrect. But I'm going to throw some high explosive over here. Actually, well, here's my issue. I haven't really done a ton of counter battery. Like, I haven't really clobbered them. I am going to throw some fast scam here and here. 40 rounds each. And then, no, but I want it to be fast. Alright, so, and then I want to do counter battery. But the issue that I'm running into is, that I'm worried about, is them shooting those 2 fire missions and then getting counter battered because they just moved, yes, but I don't know, I'm real paranoid about that. I only got the one set of 155s, and they're like gold to me. I cannot waste them. They're more precious than gold. Yeah, I'll have the mortars. I mean, I'm probably gonna be getting off after this. Lunch break is almost over, but I'm gonna have the mortars do some mortar things. These guys seem fine. They're engaging less than a company. Over here, I'm a little bit nervous about that. So let's have the brigade headquarters move again. Because what's life as a like brigade XO if not just constantly unpacking and repacking things? Let's do 20 minutes. And I'll have them like rest and resupply, kind of reorganize their shit. They got 20 minutes to repack everything, do your new load plans. So I am going to have these newly arrived scouts with their brads, with their toes and everything, uh, help me watch this shit. So one group is going there to screen. One group is going there. I'm going to tell them to hold. And then one group is going to go here. And this way, we kind of get that middle section all a little bit more stitched up. In case anybody survives going through there. I saw it looking like fucking trucks, like open trucks. And if they're not already in their chem gear, which they took some losses, so they might be expecting it, but if they're not already in their fucking chemical protective gear, they're so fucked. Actually, I need Bravo Company, 416 infantry. I think they're a little bit too far away. 4 out of 10, no. But yeah, actually, the SAM guys, I really could use like over here. What about there? Yeah, whatever, that's fine. I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but I really need, I really need some surface air missile cover. And he'll go there. And I don't care. Yeah, 13 minutes to resupply. That is fine. That is enough. However, like, what I need is I just need the ability to take down helicopters when they come over to fuck me up. Key ammo 50%? Alright, can you wait 5 minutes? Key ammo 89%. Yes, please. Alright. Do I have enough time? I do not. Okay, so this was turns 2 and 3 of this mission. We're experiencing the enemy. You know, we're facing contact. This front is real interesting, real nerve-wracking. These scouts about to earn their pay, hopefully. Hopefully they can call in some artillery on those poor fuckers stranded in the minefields over here, but they'll probably just detour around them, frankly. Yeah, we're gonna have to have some fun. This is at least a battalion. And we got basically a battalion plus. How long until the other armor arrives? For 3:34? 11 minutes. Well, I won't be able to give him orders for another 20 minutes after that, so that sucks. All right. Well, I will save the game and then bid you all adieu. Yeah.